very good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Friday's edition of Quick Morning. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's get started. National Conference has elected Omar Abdullah as the leader of the House. Omar said that discussions are underway to secure a letter of support from the Congress party alongside backing 4 independent MLAs, bringing the total to 42 National Conference members plus the independents. Abdullah stated that once the Congress letter is obtained, they would approach the Raj Bhavan to formally claim the right to form the government in J&K.
अब नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस का जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो 42 प्लस 4 इंडिपेंडेंट्स सो 46 कांग्रेस के साथ बात कर रहे हैं ताकि उनकी चिट्ठी आ जाए। कांग्रेस की चिट्ठी आ जाती है तो फौरन जाएंगे। आज का दिन हमने दिया कांग्रेस को, वो अपना कार्रवाई कर लें।
The PDP has accused the National Conference and CPIM of engaging in hooliganism following their victory in J&K Assembly elections. At a press conference, PDP leader Iltija Mufti congratulated the National Conference on the success but criticized the actions of the National Conference MLA Bashir Biri. She claimed that her supporters were vandalizing PDP properties and harassing female party workers as well, further questioning whether the NC's substantial majority was meant to justify such behavior, and warned that she could endure personal attacks. Any harm to PDP workers would prompt a strong response. In recent elections, Iltija Mufti lost to Biri.
Saab as the legislative leader and the चीफ मिनिस्टर, सो वी कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट देम, मैं उनको मुबारकबाद करती हूँ। तो मेरा उमर साहब से सवाल है कि आपकी इतनी जो भारी अक्सरियत आई है, क्या वो गुंडागर्दी करने के लिए आई है, तबाही मचाने के लिए आई है? 3 दिन से मुझे लगातार कंप्लेंट्स आ रही हैं जो हमारे बिजबेहाड़ा में वर्कर्स हैं, वो खिरम में हो, दक्षिणीपुरा में हो, वागामा में हो, और आप यकीन नहीं करेंगे जो वहाँ के इलेक्टेड एमएलए हैं वो कितनी गुंडागर्दी कर रहे हैं।
Kerala Governor Arif Muhammad Khan has accused the Chief Minister of withholding information regarding anti-national activities in the state, particularly in relation to gold smuggling through Karipur Airport. Arif Muhammad Khan expressed concerns that the head of the state, he should be kept informed about national security matters, criticizing Vision of providing a misleading response after a long delay. He further questioned the Chief Minister's credibility, citing discrepancies regarding a recent newspaper interview. Despite Khan's attempts to summon state officials for clarification, the government maintained that such actions were improper without consultation. Arif Muhammad Khan even indicated that he would write to the president about this issue. The Chief Minister denied the allegations made by the governor. The Kerala Assembly unanimously passed a resolution on Thursday urging the central government to withdraw its approval for One Nation, One Election, a proposal recommended by Ramnath Kovind panel. The Kerala Assembly called the One Nation, One Election proposal undemocratic and unconstitutional. State Parliamentary Affairs Minister said that the proposal would undermine India's federal structure, disrupting the diverse nature of its parliamentary proceedings, the democracy, and potentially shorten the terms of state assemblies and local government. He even criticized the panel's view of elections as mere expenses and described the move as a violation of people's mandate and challenge to their democratic rights. Rajesh even contended that there are more effective ways to reduce election costs and condemned the proposal as aligned with the BJP and the RSS agenda. The resolution, which included amendments from the UDF MLAs, received unanimous support from the Assembly. Former Israeli ambassador to India emphasized India's significant role in Israel-Iran conflict, calling a superpower with valuable experience in combating terror and extremism. He highlighted the respect India commands from both forward-looking Arab nations and Israel, while noting strong affection Israelis have for Indians. He further expressed optimism that India's involvement in the region would be positively received given its past practices and diplomatic stature.
Well, India has always played a very important role. We are in Israel. We are very, very fortunate to look at India as a great power, perhaps even a superpower in the international community. It's also very close indeed to the Gulf. It's one of the closest of the huge powers, maybe the closest to the Arab world, to the Gulf world geographically.
On Thursday, 40 doctors from the state-run SSKM hospital in Kolkata resigned en masse to support their colleagues who've been on hunger strike since 5th of October to advocate their demands. This move highlights growing frustration of the doctors over the government's lack of action regarding their concerns and comes after senior doctors from various hospitals also tendered their resignation. Currently, 9 junior doctors, including 7 in Kolkata and 2 in North Bengal, are on a fast unto death. The Delhi Police Special Cell has recovered a consignment of cocaine from a closed shop in Ramesh Nagar in the national capital. About 200 kgs of drugs have been recovered. The value in international market of the drug seized is said to be more than at least 2,000 crore rupees. The drug was kept in packets of namkeen. The person who kept the drugs in the warehouse in the UK is said to be a UK citizen and is said to be absconding while the police has begun its investigation. Over the past 3 days, a significant cache of arms and ammunition was seized across various locations in Manipur. In an operation at Champai Hill in Imphal East, security forces confiscated an M16 rifle, a 0.22 rifle, multiple country-made pistol magazines and mortar shells. In Imphal West, items seized included an SLR rifle, live ammunition, while a search operation in a village uncovered led to seizure of AK-47 detonators and IDs. Additionally, a raid in Chura Chandpur resulted in seizure of improvised mortars and locally made grenades and pistols. And let's now take a look at the business stories that you're tracking in Friday's edition of Quick Morning. Oil prices rose on Thursday, driven by increased fuel demands as a major storm approached Florida, along with concerns about supply risks in Middle East. Brent crude futures climbed by 58 cents to 0.8%, trading at 77.16 a barrel while in US West Texas, intermediate futures gained 61 cents or 0.8%, reaching $73.85. Hurricane Milton made landfall in Florida, which led to gasoline shortages at about a quarter of fuel stations, which supported crude prices. Earlier this month, oil prices surged after Iran launched over 180 missiles at Israel on 1st of October. In other stories that we are tracking, In other news that we're tracking, the Tata Consultancy Services reported a 5% year-on-year increase in net profits for the second quarter, covering to July to September period. Despite achieving 8% revenue growth, TCS experienced a slight decline in operating margins due to ongoing caution in global markets influenced by geopolitical uncertainties. TCS Chief Executive Officer noted that the cautious trends from previous quarters persisted into this quarter as well. The company identified cybersecurity, AI cloud and TCS Interactive as its main growth drivers. Additionally, TCS announced a dividend of 10 rupees per share with a record rate of 18th of October and payout that's scheduled for 5th of November. Noel Tata, brother of former group chairman Ratan Tata, has steadily emerged as a prominent figure within the Tata Group, particularly as he approaches a potential role as chairman of Tata Trusts. With strong connections in one of India's most renowned business families, Noel Tata has navigated a long journey within the Tata establishment. Over several decades, he has demonstrated a deep commitment to the philanthropic efforts of the Tata Group, having held leadership positions in various companies. Noel Tata boasts nearly 40 years of experience as a veteran of the group. Currently, he serves as chairman of Tata International Limited and maintains connections with several other Tata Group entities, including Trent Voltas and Tata Investment Corporation. Speculation surrounds Noel's prospects of becoming chairman of Tata Trusts, a move that could position his son, Nevel Tata, as a potential successor to lead the Tata Sons in the future. Air India is making significant strides in its turnaround strategy by ordering 85 Airbus planes and even considering additional purchases of Boeing jets. According to industry sources, the Airbus order, which includes 75 A320 family jets and 10 long-haul A350s, surfaced during a routine industry update as a national carrier mourned the passing of Ratan Tata, the former chairman of its parent company. Tata Group sources indicate that Air India is behind the order and is also in discussions for a potential follow-up order. With Boeing, currently Air India is undergoing a multi-billion-dollar revamp that is aimed at restoring its once prestigious brand. In fact, last year the airline committed to purchasing 470 jets as part of its efforts after Tata Group regained control in 2022 following decades of public ownership. The National Financial Reporting Authority, which is the NFRA, imposed penalties totaling to 2.15 crore rupees on an audit firm and two auditors for lapses during the statutory audit of Coffee Day Enterprises Limited for the year 2019-2020 period. Venkatesh Sanko, along with chartered accountants Dastari V and Desikan G, received penalties from the regulator for their roles on the engagement team responsible for the audit of Coffee Day Enterprises. The NFRA also debarred the two individuals from conducting audit work for a specified period. BMW and Mercedes reported sluggish demand and increased competition in China, which impacted the third quarter sales. The German luxury automakers highlighted several challenges facing the sector, which included high production costs, the transition to electric vehicles, and even falling demand amid rising competition from Chinese manufacturers. These issues have been underscored by Volkswagen's efforts, its recent cost-cutting efforts, which include considering plant closures in Germany for the first time. Let's now take a look at international stories that we're tracking in this Friday edition. Prime Minister Modi led a meet with the leaders of the Association of Southeast ASEAN Countries nations on Thursday in Laos. In fact, Prime Minister Modi even posed for a photo with ASEAN leaders who are meeting in Laos at an annual forum to focus on issues such as the civil war in Myanmar and territorial tensions in South China Sea, two challenges that have long tested the bloc's credibility. In fact, the summit has been followed by meetings with other global powers, including those from Australia as well as Modi. Ukrainian President Zelensky visited French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris on Thursday, continuing his European tour to garner support for Ukraine amid its ongoing conflict with Russia. After the meeting, Zelensky even addressed the press, emphasizing that this visit was not about discussing a ceasefire but about the challenges faced by Ukrainian troops in eastern regions. This meeting with Macron follows his recent discussions with UK Prime Minister and NATO Secretary General. Macron had previously met with Ukrainian troops undergoing training in France. Zelensky was scheduled to present his strategic blueprint at a weekend gathering of Western leaders and defense ministers in Germany, but the meeting was postponed after President Biden decided to remain in US to respond to the hurricane's impact in Florida.
On the east, I understood you that, and I understood something what MLAs said about the training mission for our soldiers. The brigade, we are thankful to France for this, and on it depends a lot of things, and especially the situation on the east, because we didn't have enough rotation brigades equipped, totally equipped 100%. So now we work with France and with some other allies, and I hope that we can count in the nearest future soon. We can count on our strong guys. So.
Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi arrived in Doha on Thursday to hold talks with Qatar officials. Araghchi held a meet with Qatar Prime Minister Mohammed bin. They even discussed bilateral ties between the two countries and the latest development being in Gaza and Lebanon. According to Qatar news agency, during the meeting, Al Thani stressed the need for concerted regional and international efforts to reduce escalation and avoid the expansion of violence in the region. The Israeli military released a video of the chief spokesperson of IDF standing in what he described as Shia village in Lebanon, near the Israeli border. In the footage that surfaced, the IDF spokesperson pointed to various weapons and military gear stored in a local house, emphasizing the presence of hidden arms in the area. This is the Lebanese house in Shia village, close to a border, is what the IDF spokesperson said. I wanted you to see with your own eyes what we found here today, unquote, is what the IDF spokesperson had to say.
This is a terror base. This is a Lebanese village, a Shia village, built by Hezbollah. Every house has gear, ready for the raid against Israel, conquer the Galilee Plain. We are now going a house through house, raiding each and every house, taking all this gear, dismantling Hezbollah's capability to do the Conquer Galilee plan.
Hurricane Milton slammed into Florida's Gulf Coast overnight as a Category 3 storm, bringing powerful winds, storm surge and heavy flooding. By Thursday, the storm had weakened into Category 1 as it continued to ravage through the state, making its landfall at Siesta Key, south of the Tampa Bay area. Milton sustained winds of 120 mph. The storm impacted a long stretch of Florida's Gulf Coast, affecting heavily populated areas such as Tampa and in St. Petersburg and Fort Myers. Residents in the area are now assessing the damage to their homes and neighborhood brought by the hurricane, with widespread power outages being also reported. Immigration officers in Bali, Indonesia have apprehended a Chinese fugitive sought by Beijing for his role in $14 billion investment scam that targeted clients in China, officials announced. The 39-year-old suspect, identified only by initials LQ, was arrested on 1st of October when an immigration auto gate at International Airport in the region prevented him from departing for Singapore. He'd been listed on an Interpol red notice since 27th of October. Welcome back. Let's now take a look at the sports stories that we're tracking in this edition. Indian men's team bowed out in the semi-finals and settled for the bronze medal following the loss to Chinese Tepi in the semi-final in the Asian Table Tennis Championship in Kazakhstan. Indian women's team had also won the bronze medal in the competition, which is the country's first medal in the category since the beginning of the event in 1972. Star Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen lost to Chao Ten of Chinese Tepi in the pre-quarterfinals of the Arctic Open badminton tournament. The 23-year-old toiled hard for 1 hour 10 minutes before going down 21, before losing the match to his 7th-seed opponent in the second round of the Super 500 tournament. The 4th edition of the J&K Open will be held at the pristine Jammu Tawi golf course from October 2026 as announced. The top Indian professionals participating in the event include Angad Chima, Shaurya Binu, Yashash Chandra, Abhinav Lohan, among others. Rafael Nadal is retiring from his professional tennis at the age of 38, he announced in a video message. Nadal has competed infrequently the past 2 seasons because of injuries and said that the next month's Davis Cup finals will mark his farewell to the sport. He had hip surgery in 2023 and entered just 2 of the past 8 major tournaments. Once known as the Little Mozart of French tennis, Richard Gasquet is set to end his career without a major to his name. At 38, the French player, known for his exceptional one-handed backhand, told a local newspaper that he will end his career after the French Open in front of his home to the fans. Uzbekistan and Iran played to goalless draw in their Group A FIFA World Cup Asian qualifiers match on Thursday. Iran was reduced to 10 men in the 57th minute when Saleh Hardani received a red card for a serious foul. In stoppage time, an initial penalty awarded to Iran for a handball. Uzbekistan will next host the United Arab Emirates, while Iran will face Qatar at home. Iraq scored a 1-0 victory over Palestine on Thursday at International Stadium, marking the second win in 2026 FIFA World Cup Asian qualifiers match. Airmen scored the decisive goal with a left-footed shot from inside the box in the 31st minute. Palestine, which had previously drawn with South Korea and lost to Jordan, now sits at the bottom of the group with 1 point, while Iraq shares the lead with South Korea at 7 points. And let's now take a look at the entertainment stories that we're tracking in Friday's edition. Sian Diddy Combs made his first appearance before the judge expected to oversee his trial on sex trafficking charges on Thursday afternoon. Combs was transported from Brooklyn Jail in Manhattan Federal Court for the hearing. With Judge Aaron Subramaniam, he has pleaded not guilty to several charges, including racketeering, conspiracy and sex trafficking related to allegations dating back to 2008. Since his arrest on 16th of September, his lawyers have been working to secure his release on bail. Following Ratan Tata's passing away, tributes poured in from across the globe, with celebrities from various fields expressing their sorrow. Popular Punjabi singer Diljit Dosanjh also made a special acknowledgement of the business icon during his live concert in Germany. He paused the show to address Tata's death, praising his simplicity and dedication. The lover hitmaker took a moment to pay tribute to the industrialist who transformed the Salt to software conglomerate and dedicated the concert to him. Hollywood stars Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried will lead the cast of the psychological thriller The Housemaid, based on Freda McFadden's popular move. Directed by Paul Feig, known for his films like Bridesmaid and A Simple Favor, the project comes from Lionsgate, according to entertainment media outlet. In the film, Sweeney portrays a struggling young woman who finds a new beginning as a housemaid for wealthy couple Nina and Andrew. The screenplay has been adapted by Rebecca Sonshine. Christopher Nolan is preparing to launch a new feature project following the immense success of Oppenheimer. Scheduled for release in US theaters on July 16, 2026, Nolan is collaborating once again with Universal Pictures and is in talks with actor Matt Damon. As reported by The Hollywood Reporter, Damon had previously appeared in Nolan's Interstellar and Oppenheimer. Last year, Nolan's Oppenheimer, which vividly depicted Robert Oppenheimer's role in developing the atomic bomb, became a major contender at the Oscars, earning multiple nominations and winning 8 awards. This film marks Nolan's first project outside of Warner Brothers in the last 2 decades, where he directed the Dark Knight trilogy with other successful films like Dunkirk and Inception. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Quick Morning. Stay tuned for all the live news breaks and updates after this very short break.